Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Money in the Bank PLE. We are here in Los Angeles, California. We have multiple World Championship matches. We, of course, have the men's and the women's Money in the Bank ladder matches. And that's exactly what we're going to start off with. We have the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Up first, we have the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Roxanne Perez, making her way out to the ring. And the next superstar taking place in this matchup, Io Sky, multiple-time former world champion, with an opportunity at another world championship. Next up, we have Julia, the same opportunity as everyone else. You win the Money in the Bank, you can cash in on any title that you want, and with all of the different moves that WWE has been making with business, with TNA owning AAA, those titles, as far as I know, those titles are up for grabs for whoever wants to go ahead and cash them in. So if Jordynne Grace wins the Money in the Bank briefcase here tonight, she can cash in another TNA Knockouts World Championship opportunity for herself. We have so many stars in this matchup. What an incredible night it is bound to be. Of course, we have multiple World Championship matches, both the men's and women's WWE Championship, both the men's and women's World Championship, and then, of course, the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Our final superstar in this women's ladder match, as every other woman is ready to get this match started, is Lyra Valkyria. These are our incredible superstars who have earned their tickets into this matchup, and they'll battle it out to try to become Miss Money in the Bank. We have Roxanne Perez, Io Sky, Julia, Jordynne Grace, Stephanie Vaquer, Becky Lynch, Zoruka, and Lyra Valkyria. Our winner of last year's Women's Money in the Bank was none other than Charlotte Flair. Unfortunately, she is not in this matchup this year, but at the moment, she is the Women's United States Champion, so things are still going quite good for her. When she tried cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase, things didn't go in her favor. She was not able to successfully cash in. That was the very first fail in the women's side of things. Apart from that, every other cash-in has been successful on the women's side, which leaves a very nice confidence boost here tonight for whichever of these, 8 women win this matchup. Whoever ends up winning it, they know that out of all the winners, only one has failed, so their chances of succeeding are quite high. And we'll see how it goes, as there is absolute brawls all over the place. Roxanne Perez, Io Sky, Julia, Jordynne Grace, Stephanie Vaquer, Becky Lynch, Zoruka, and Lyra Valkyria, all fighting it out to try to become Miss Money in the Bank. I see Becky Lynch and Lyra, who have a history together, battling it out on the outside of the ring, is Julia kind of joining in that mix as well. Jordynne Grace, Zoruka know each other very well from NXT. They had their battles for the Women's NXT Championship. They're going at it as Roxanne Perez also interrupting with the kendo stick. And the only 2 women inside of the ring, Stephanie Vaquer, and it was Io Sky, as Io Sky did roll out though. And Stephanie Vaquer now removing the padding off of all the turnbuckles, at least 2. She may have been aiming for more, but senses danger, as now there are more women inside of the ring. Becky, Io, and Lyra all join Stephanie Vaquer inside of the ring, and now Lyra sending Io Sky into the turnbuckle now, dropping some huge damage onto Jordynne Grace, as Lyra looks to pick up Jordynne Grace, and Becky Lynch helping her out. Normally we see Lyra and Becky going at it. Now they're going to start going at it, but we did see a slight moment of helping each other out just for a little bit. And that's the tricky situation about this. I mean, there are 8 superstars. Sometimes you got to work together to get rid of the most powerful superstars. But then the thing is, you guys can't both win. So eventually, you're going to have to betray whoever you're helping out. or they're going to betray you. So it is, as much as it is a very physical matchup, it is also very mind and, thinking a lot. So almost like a chess match of thinking, do I want to trust this person? Do I want to go ahead and help out this person, attack this person? A lot to think about here. It's not all about just brawling it out. So very interesting matchup here. Of course, all of these women had to win a triple threat match in order to go ahead and qualify for this Money in the Bank ladder match. That gave them a slight experience of working in a multiple woman matchup, but a triple threat match does not fully prepare you for a matchup like this, where there are 8 superstars in total, 7 plus yourself. So a lot of things to learn from this matchup. I've heard from the likes of Rhea Ripley and so many other greats that have said that the Money in the Bank match truly makes or breaks a superstar, whether they win or lose. It really shows whether they're going to be able to handle the big stage or not. And a lot of these women are making their debuts here in the Money in the Bank women's ladder match. So it is a great opportunity to go ahead and see what type of careers they may have. Could they find the odds and win on their very first try? Well, there is a high possibility because of how many people are making their debuts. I would have to check the stats to be exact, but I'm pretty sure Roxanne Perez and Julia, Jordan Grace, Stephanie Vaquera, Zoruka, all of those women are making their debuts. I could be 100% wrong. I do not remember everything off of my top of my head. Hold on. Stephanie Vaquera looking for the steal. Stephanie Vaquera. If I almost missed Stephanie Vaquera getting the briefcase, or I guess the other way around. If the superstars almost missed Stephanie Vaquera climbing the ladder and grabbing the briefcase, of course I was going to miss her too. She had the briefcase in her hand. She had a nice hold on that briefcase. But just in the nick of time, the match is saved and the match keeps going. But Stephanie Vaquera has been the closest so far to even getting near that briefcase, as she did have 2 hands on the briefcase there. And now Stephanie Vaquera looking to lay down some huge damage. And now hold on, Zoruka. Maybe next up, as she looks to climb the ladder, Roxanne Perez drops the ladder and drops Zoruka. And now Stephanie Vaquera sends Roxanne Perez flying. Stephanie Vaquera, the only woman inside of the ring, and she could be looking to win the briefcase right here. However, Julia running inside of the ring. Io Sky, Jordan Grace, Becky Lynch all follow, all trying to prevent Stephanie Vaquera, but they aren't able to do so. Stephanie Vaquera has done it in her very first Money in the Bank ladder match. She is Miss Money in the Bank. Her first try, she almost got it done. Zoruka got a shot in quickly. So many people inside of the ring, they weren't sure whether they were going to fight each other or prevent Stephanie from climbing the ladder. At the end of the day, all that hesitation was enough time for Stephanie Vaquera to go ahead and climb that ladder. We see the replay. They're kind of fighting Jordan Grace, Becky Lynch, Julia, and Io. I'm not sure what they were doing. It was just a big moment of hesitation. And that allows Stephanie Vaquera to grab the briefcase, hang it in the air. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our brand new Miss Money in the Bank. This year's Money in the Bank winner on the woman's side is Stephanie Vaquera, and she has an opportunity now to cash in this briefcase and become a world champion. She has gotten a world championship opportunity against this woman herself right here, Rhea Ripley. And Stephanie even claimed that she would be going after Rhea Ripley and her title, the Women's World Championship. And we'll see how that plays out here in this match. Now that Stephanie Vaquera is champion, she can cash in this match if she wanted to. We've seen it with Dean Ambrose cashing in the same night that he won the briefcase. Stephanie Vaquera could go ahead and do the same here tonight. So very interesting aspect here within the matchup, not only for this one, but also for the WWE Women's Championship. Because truly, now that Stephanie Vaquera has a woman's Money in the Bank briefcase, all these championship matches have that much more at stake, because just because you got a number one contendership does not mean you're going to walk out being the only one in that match, right? Stephanie Vaquer could go ahead and cash in, but anyhow, we'll see if she does cash in or if she's going to wait a little bit. Congrats to Stephanie Vaquer. We move on to our next match. This for the Women's World Championship. We have the number one contender, Nikki Bella, trying to add another world championship to her legacy. Of course, a two-time Divas champion, the second most of all time, behind AJ Lee, who was able to hold the Women's World Championship and before she eventually lost it to Rhea Ripley. And Nikki Bella attacking the referee. Talking about Rhea Ripley, our current champion, looking to defend her title here tonight. She had a very long chase last year in getting back this Women's World Championship. She tried it out in the Queen of the Ring tournament, lost in the final to Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss became world champion. She got multiple championship opportunities, and finally, against AJ Lee, I can't remember if it was the first or second time they versed, but eventually, against AJ Lee, Rhea Ripley was able to get the job done. And if my memory serves me, yes, Rhea Ripley was then able to go ahead and defend her title at WrestleMania against Liv Morgan in an impressive, incredible matchup. And now here tonight, she looks to do the same in this matchup against Hall of Famer and Nikki Bella. As we have Rhea Ripley and Nikki Bella, Women's World Championship on the line. We still have to see the Men's World Heavyweight Championship. We're still going to see both the Men's and Women's WWE Championship. And then in the main event, we have the Men's Money in the Bank briefcase ladder match, as Nikki Bella here are going to look for the pinfall. Looking for the one, but Rhea Ripley quickly switching things around. 1, 2... And look at the strength of Nikki Bella. She may be on the older side, but she still has those moves. Looking for another pinfall, but Rhea Ripley able to go ahead and kick out. And now these two are going to go at it for some back and forth action. Rhea Ripley, Nikki Bella. Keep going at it back and forth. I was talking to Rhea Ripley earlier today about this matchup and what it meant for her. And she said, yes, I grew up watching Nikki and her sister. I grew up watching AJ Lee and heck, even Naomi during the Divas era. But this is a new era. They changed the championship for a reason. It is no longer the Divas title for a reason. AJ Lee was able to hang for a little bit, but I'm here to prove that Nikki Bella can't do the same. And that is what Rhea Ripley's trying to do here. But Nikki Bella may be able to prove her wrong as she looks for the pinfall, trying to put Rhea Ripley away, but only the one count there. And Rhea Ripley's just basically trying to make sure that not only does she prove that the Divas era is truly over, but she's also trying to keep her title. She worked so hard for it. As I talked about previously, she's not going to want to lose it this quickly. And now laying some huge damage onto Nikki Bella. She may be able to go ahead and secure the victory. As she's going to look for a riptide. That's got to be it into the pinfall. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 by Nikki Bella, who now rolls outside of the ring. She is gassed. She is out. She is starting to feel it. And Rhea Ripley, it seems as though she is just barely getting comfortable. She is just barely getting started. But Nikki Bella, I may have judged the book by its cover. Her face looked tired, but maybe she isn't because she continues to fight on Rhea Ripley. But I definitely was right about Rhea Ripley. She is just getting started here as she picks up and drops down. Nikki Bella face first. And now Rhea Ripley looking to climb the top ropes. Is going to look to fly here. A dangerous position. A huge elbow drop onto Nikki Bella. And now some huge thumps as now Rhea Ripley continues. A huge missile drop kick onto the face of Nikki Bella. And now looking at, oh my days, doing some incredible damage onto the back and torso of Nikki Bella. As now Rhea Ripley looks for another riptide on the outside of the ring, straight onto the concrete floor. And Nikki Bella lights out. There is no way she kicks out of this. as Rhea Ripley tried sending her inside of the ring. She just stopped herself as she knew she would be pinned right there and probably would not be able to kick out. So very smartly, Nikki Bella stopping herself there. I'm not sure why Rhea Ripley went outside of the ring. She could have won by count. Now, I guess theoretically, if you truly beat her by pinfall or submission, you're able to just dismiss any chance of a future matchup for Nikki Bella for the World Championship again. So, I kind of get that, but you could also, if you're just looking to win the match, you could have won right there. So, I may go and come back and bite Rhea Ripley, as now Nikki Bella is bleeding, but she is still doing damage, targeting the shoulder and neck of Rhea Ripley, slamming her down now. And now Nikki Bella off of the middle rope, slugging a fly, double axe handle connects onto Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley is in trouble. Look at her back, even though Nikki Bella has been taking lots of damage. Hold on, never mind. Rhea Ripley able to counter. And her back may be red, but she is still in control as a third riptide here tonight. A bleeding Nikki Bella may be out. And Rhea Ripley charging up as she wants to do even more damage onto Nikki Bella. Sends her face first into the turnbuckle. And now a huge boot to the face of Nikki Bella. Is Rhea Ripley gonna look for the pinfall? Can she secure the victory? One. And look at that, Nikki Bella very smartly breaks the count. Ooh, grabbing the rope, showing her experience. But this has only infuriated Rhea Ripley more, who now lays some serious damage onto Nikki Bella. And this may be it for her. She survived all the other times, but this may be lights out. 1, 2, and no! Rhea Ripley frustrated as Nikki Bella. Everyone counted her out. I counted her out, but still she kicks out, and this matchup continues. Now Rhea Ripley being countered as Nikki Bella, no, with the flying Superman punch, now almost getting a second wind of energy, trying to do some enormous damage onto Rhea Ripley, but oh no, Rhea Ripley folds her like an omelet. Hold on a quick pinfall. 1, only 1. Rhea Ripley, only 1. Nikki Bella doing everything she can, and she isn't finished, but Rhea Ripley is still very much alive, showing that being a younger superstar definitely plays a crucial role in these types of matches, because Rhea Ripley has more stamina, she has more energy, and as much as Nikki Bella throws a bunch of damage onto her, Rhea Ripley just cannot be put away. And another riptide by Rhea Ripley. Can that be the finish? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Rhea Ripley doesn't just put away Nikki Bella here tonight. She annihilates Nikki Bella. And Nikki Bella held on strong. She kept trying to fight on. She kept kicking out. But at the end of the day, the younger Rhea Ripley, with more energy, with more stamina, and in her prime at the moment, was able to kick out of everything that Nikki Bella sent her way and secures another successful title defense. Ladies and gentlemen, Rhea Ripley is still the WWE Women's World Champion. She successfully defends her title here tonight against Nikki Bella. And who's going to be up next for this woman and her championship? We will find out soon, but for now, ladies and gentlemen, we must keep moving forward, as we now have the Viper, Randy Orton, who announced just this last Friday night SmackDown that we would be seeing him defend his title against Haluva Kick Sami Zayn. So it is Mr. RKO, Mr. 5-time world, 15-time world champion, not 5-time, Mr. 15-time world champion, putting his WWE championship on the line against a one-time former world champion, Sami Zayn. Of course, Sami Zayn had a very nice year, a very nice first season here at my universe. He was able to hold the World Heavyweight Championship for a little bit before LA Knight cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase and stole the championship from Sami Zayn. Since then, Sami Zayn has been on the search for another world title, and this is that opportunity for it. He's already held the World Heavyweight Championship, but now an opportunity to hold the WWE Championship, but in his across from him, in his path, as I was saying, in his path, is the Viper Randy Orton, who is surely going to make things very difficult for Sami Zayn here tonight, as Randy Orton starts off things strong with a nice modified suplex. Randy Orton, he has been moving crazy. He worked very hard, almost a lot like Rhea Ripley had been chasing another world championship for quite some time. Finally, at WrestleMania, he was able to get it done, defeating Cody Rhodes and becoming a 15-time world champion. And just like Rhea Ripley, who doesn't want to lose her championship so early into her reign, neither does Randy Orton. But here tonight, Sami Zayn is definitely a huge threat, having previous championship experience. Of course, Randy Orton has defending his title against Cody Rhodes, and a rematch at Backlash was able to put him away, and that meant that Cody Rhodes can no longer challenge for the WWE Championship as long as Randy Orton held it, as well as defending it successfully on SmackDown against the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu. As Randy Orton had promised he would give everyone an opportunity out of the 4 superstars that participated in the Fatal 4-Way for the #1 Contenders match. He promised he would go through all of them and delete basically any person who may think they have an opportunity at the title. And look at Sami Zayn maybe celebrating a little early as he picks up the WWE Championship, holds it up high. The fans do cheer a little bit, but I do know about a bit of a curse, especially in, like the NBA and soccer and baseball. A lot of these sports, they have the saying, touch the trophy and you end up losing the final. Well, that isn't always the case here in WWE, because we do constantly see other superstars holding championships which they eventually win. Could that play something mentally within Sami Zayn or Randy Orton here tonight? As I was saying, hold on, oh my gosh, Blue Thunderbomb by Sami Zayn, 1, 2, a kick out of 2 by Randy Orton, but Sami Zayn quickly showing that out of nowhere he can get the job done. Randy Orton gonna have to, bump up a couple of levels, turn the volume up, turn on the radio, connect to the Wi-Fi, and get things done, because Sami Zayn at the moment is looking like the favorites of winning this matchup. And as I was saying a couple moments ago, Randy Orton promised that the 4 superstars who participated in that #1 Contenders match would go ahead and get opportunities. We had Jacob Fatu, who ended up winning the matchup. He had his opportunity. Sami Zayn was one of the superstars, and then the other 2 being Ilya Dragunov and Drew McIntyre. So if Randy Orton can get past Sami Zayn here tonight, one of those 2 would be up next for the championship, according to Randy Orton. And the way that he is moving, he wants to get rid of any contenders, basically. He wants to run through them all and make this what could potentially, unfortunately, be his final title reign. Be one of the best. Of course, age is something that keeps on moving, and Randy Orton's age is quite high up there. He's been in the industry for quite some time. He knows it, the fans know it, we know it. His time is coming up. Whether it's 2, 3 years, it's coming up. And the likelihood of him getting another championship opportunity is high within those 3 years, but then that he goes ahead and wins it, that percentage and possibility, in my opinion, does go a little bit down after this title reign. So Randy Orton has to truly appreciate and truly take full advantage of this title reign, and it seems like that is exactly what he is doing, getting rid of all his opponents, giving opportunities to those who may truly not deserve it until 5-10 years from now, but still being able to say, like, hey, Randy Orton gave me that opportunity, and, you know, just kind of truly embracing this potentially final title reign for Randy Orton, as right here he looks to climb the top rope, something we don't see too often from Randy Orton, as he flies off of the top rope into the splash and into the pinfall. It is a kick out at 1 by Sami Zayn, though. Gonna have to do a little bit more if he wants to put Sami Zayn away. And he may be trying to do that now, as he was looking for the RKO. Sami Zayn, though, able to go ahead and counter. And instead, it's gonna be Sami Zayn who looks to grab Randy Orton, sends him into the turnbuckle. And now Sami Zayn with the Helluva Kick. And Randy Orton may be out. Sami Zayn to become world champion. 1, 2. And a kick out at 2 by Randy Orton, as Sami Zayn almost got the job done. Almost put Randy Orton away. And Sami Zayn isn't finished now, as clothesline after clothesline after clothesline. But Randy Orton able to counter the missile drop kick. And now Randy Orton once again in control. Randy Orton grabs Sami Zayn, picks him up, and drops him on his back. As Randy Orton, he hears a crowd singing his entrance song. I hear voices in my head, and that exact song is fueling Randy Orton. As slowly but surely he is getting back into control and back into his flow. And now he connects with multiple clotheslines onto Sami Zayn. Uh-oh. Randy Orton smells blood. And Sami Zayn may be in trouble. As off the middle ropes, Randy Orton with a huge DDT, huge stunner onto Sami Zayn, cracking the head open of Sami Zayn. And surely this man is bleeding. And Randy Orton isn't done there. He's going to look to fly once more off of the top ropes. Randy Orton looking for the crossbody. Sami Zayn able to move out of the way. And now some big right fist, a clothesline. And another by Sami Zayn, as he's going to look for the missile drop kick right here. He gets it done. Drops Randy Orton. And both of these gentlemen are throwing everything at each other. Both men are feeling the energy of this matchup. And both men are not going to quit. Who will come out on top of this matchup as another Helluva Kick by Sami Zayn. And this very well, baby, it's for Randy Orton and his title reign, as a Blue Thunder Bomb could secure the victory for Sami Zayn, as he looks to turn over Randy Orton and look for the pinfall. Or maybe not. What is Sami Zayn looking to do? Sami Zayn looking to do more damage, and that ends up costing him. Too much hesitation. Trying to do just a little too much. Trying to bite off more than he can chew, and now, instead of looking for the pinfall and potentially becoming a world champion, Randy Orton has countered, and he is now on the attack. Boot to the throat and face of Sami Zayn. Huge damage being done. And now Randy Orton into the pinfall. 1. Oh, Sami Zayn breaks the count of 1 using the rope. We saw that happen previously with Rhea Ripley and Nikki Bella. And now once again, the rope break playing a very crucial role in this matchup. But Randy Orton is not finished yet, as he connects with an RKO. He connects, and Sami Zayn may be out too. Oh, no. Sami Zayn kicks out at 2. And this matchup keeps on going. Randy Orton now off the top ropes looking for the double axe handle. Not able to connect, instead a Helluva Kick. A third Helluva Kick by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn may very well be able to leave here as a brand new WWE champion. He throws Randy Orton inside of the ring. Now looking to turn him over to look for the pinfall, but what? What the hell is this man made out of? Because Randy Orton keeps fighting back, keeps on going, keeps on moving. And And now Randy Orton looking to target the left leg of Sami Zayn. He's taking multiple haluva kicks. And well, what's the best way to prevent a kick? Do some damage onto the legs of your opponents. Both men bleeding, but it is Randy Orton who, for the 7th time it feels like in this matchup, gets a second wind of energy and once again on the attack. And now Sami Zayn may be in trouble as Randy Orton may be preparing an RKO, and he connects. Is this enough to secure a successful title defense? 2, 3, there it is, Sami Zayn. Randy Orton, what an incredible matchup they have given us. And both men threw everything they had at each other. Both men fought very hard. But at the end of the day, it was the WWE Champion, the more experienced veteran, the 15-time World Champion Randy Orton, who was able to go ahead and get the job done. Sami Zayn showed that he is definitely World Championship material. But tonight, things just weren't in his favor, and the Viper Randy Orton, with the fans on his side, was able to put Sami Zayn away. And just like that, Randy Orton retains his WWE Championship. And out of those 4 which participated in the Fatal 4-Way, 2 have been slain by Randy Orton, and only Ilya Dragunov and Drew McIntyre stand. I'm sure we'll be hearing on who's next to face Randy Orton very soon. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we must keep going as we have Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair, a triple threat match, which has been, I would say, a year. I would say multiple years in the making. But this is what we have here tonight: the Women's WWE Championship. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, the challengers. The current champion, Naomi. All 3 of these women have held this title at some point in their careers. Most recently, it was Bianca who held it, lost it to Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, but very quickly, Naomi stole it from Jade and beating her in a matchup. And now, Naomi's trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, take down 2 of her biggest rivalries in one matchup. All 3 women have had problems with each other. This is the matchup to put it all away. It is bound to be a bloody, brutal matchup. Who will come out on top? Naomi, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, of course. With triple threat matches, the champion does not have to be pinned or submitted in order for there to be a new champion. So Jade could pin Bianca, Bianca could pin Jade. Naomi doesn't even have to be involved with the finish in order to lose her championship, which makes it a very tricky matchup for the champion. Adding to that the fact that if you get rid of one, the other superstars, they're knocking on the door ready to beat the crap out of you, which makes this matchup, it makes this type of matchup that much more harder. But we have the Women's WWE Championship on the line. Naomi defending her title, and let's just talk a little bit about the history. I mean, of course, they were tag team partners, Bianca and Naomi. Then Naomi got mysteriously attacked. Bianca and Jade ended up being tag team partners. Then Naomi made a return, attacking Jade Cargill. It was a whole big story. Point is, all 3 of these women despise one another. And they've all been searching for the World Championship. They've all had the opportunity at it. And now they are going all face to face with the championship on the line. And, well, I don't know. I truly don't know who could win this matchup. As I said, Bianca held it throughout Season 1. And then at WrestleMania, Jade was able to win the title. And then very quickly, Naomi stole it back. So it's been flopping between the 3. I truly don't think that there is a definitive favorite. A definitive favorite between any of these superstars, which makes this matchup very tricky. Not sure exactly on the math. Would it be like 35% each? No, that doesn't sound right. 33%. It's like 33.333333. Like it just keeps on going. It's like a 33% chance for all of these ladies to leave with the title. But hold on, it could be Naomi, as she may seal the victory here. 1, 2, 3, and she does. Hold on, Naomi very quickly and very smartly gets the victory. And it felt like this matchup was just getting started. But Naomi came here with a plan. She executed the plan. And she is still the Women's WWE Champion. And what was her plan? Get Jade out of the ring and pin Bianca, because that's what she did throughout the whole matchup, trying to send Jade Cargill outside of the ring. And an already stumbling and wobbly Bianca was easily put away inside of the ring against Naomi, who was able to leave here still the WWE Women's Champion, putting two of her rivals in the past. And Naomi is able to leave. Moving on forward, we've had 3 title defenses. 3 successful title defenses. 3 and stills. Can the same be said about this next matchup? CM Punk, the World Heavyweight Champion, the best in the world, facing off against the Visionary, the Architect, who is accompanied by the World Tag Team Champions Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, as well as Austin Theory. He is the leader of the Vision. Seth Rollins, can he get the job done here tonight? Looking to win, I think this would be his 7th World Championship. Can it be done, as we have CM Punk and Seth Rollins? This our co-main event of the matchup of the night. And I know these matchups have been going quite quickly, but we got to find a way to fit into ladder matches and then 4 championship matches within 1 hour. So I do apologize for how fast they feel like we're moving. Not really able to. It kind of feels like we just start the match and finish it. It's kind of hard to get into. I do apologize for that, but we got to keep on moving. We've had Rhea Ripley successfully defend against Nikki Bella, putting Nikki Bella away and basically saying, you will not be becoming a world champion in this era. The Divas era has passed, and so have you. We've had Randy Orton, which had an incredible matchup defending his title against Sami Zayn, and now up next will be either Ilya Dragunov or Drew McIntyre. And then just in this previous matchup, Naomi with what we thought was going to be a crazy bloody matchup, but instead it was a very orchestrated and almost a scripted matchup, because Naomi knew exactly what she was going to do, and things played out exactly in her favor, and she was able to go ahead and defend her WWE Championship, Women's Championship, against both Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, putting both of them in her rear view mirror. She will be moving on to her next opponent. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins, CM Punk. Of course, these two, a huge heated rivalry. Seth Rollins having the numbers advantage, having the World Tag Team Champions in his corner in Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, as well as Austin Theory. I'm sure Paul Heyman is somewhere out there running the show, preparing stuff for Seth Rollins just in case things don't go his way. And while CM Punk may not have the numbers advantage, he definitely has a confidence boost of knowing he beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship, ending Seth Rollins' reigns, as CM Punk was able to go ahead and become a world champion. And as I was checking my notes, if Seth Rollins can get the job done here tonight, he will become a 7-time world champion, which is up there. He's starting to move up the rankings, getting closer and closer to the double digits. At the moment, CM Punk is also on his 7th world title reign. So it's kind of like Seth Rollins is trying to catch up to that number 7, while CM Punk is trying to deny him But at the same time, they hate each other, and I think they care more about not seeing the other with the title than they care about having the title, if that makes sense. But at the moment, CM Punk is in a very difficult position because Seth Rollins seems to be very easily dominating here. He has had time away from the title. He has time to rebuild his team, to really structure his team a little better. They had a very bad WrestleMania weekend. They lost the World Tag Team titles, the World Heavyweight Championship. Austin Theory lost the matchup against Oba Femi for the Intercontinental Championship. It was just a horrible weekend overall, but after a couple of months, a couple of weeks of revising, rebuilding, re-strategizing, it looks like Seth Rollins and the Vision are back and better than ever, as Seth Rollins gonna look for the stop, and he connects. And Seth Rollins may not be done there, as he now looks to celebrate with the fans, cheering them on. Not only is Seth Rollins just being cocky out here, he's showing that he's cocky for a reason, because he is getting things done. As here, CM Punk may be able to counter, looking for the knee to the face of Seth Rollins, is able to get that done now, dropping Seth Rollins face first. May have spoken too early for Seth Rollins, because now CM Punk may be looking for the GTS. Is he going to be able to connect? He does, to retain his World Heavyweight Championship. 1, 2, a kick out at 2 by Seth Rollins. And now CM Punk, with a second wind of energy, is going to look for a second GTS, but Seth Rollins is fighting back. And now Seth Rollins trying to do some big damage as Big Bronson Reed removing the padding off of the turnbuckle. Seth Rollins, I don't think he noticed, because he would have sent CM Punk in that direction if he had noticed. But nevertheless, with some good help by Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins able to get back into control here tonight, as Seth Rollins now laying down some big damage onto the left arm of CM Punk, almost dislocating it right there. And the referee now fixing the padding on the turnbuckle that Bronson Reed had removed. And Seth Rollins now looking for the pedigree here onto CM Punk, and he connects. And now Seth Rollins may be looking for the finish here. Seth Rollins is charged up and ready to go. Sends CM Punk straight onto the turnbuckle. Looks to now grab him. Lays him on top. Gonna look to do some huge damage off of the top ropes here, as Seth Rollins looks to pick up. And it's CM Punk with a huge suplex, and he connects. And now CM Punk trying to roll his way outside of the ring, kind of trying to catch his breath, trying to recover just a little bit. But Seth Rollins was trying to bring it back in, but quickly CM Punk able to counter. Even with it being CM Punk who is in control at the moment, Seth Rollins has looked by far better here tonight, looking for another stop, and he connects. Seth Rollins has looked incredible here tonight, and he truly deserves to leave as the World Heavyweight Champion tonight, as he connects with another stop. And Seth isn't done there, as he looks for a third and potentially final stop. That's gonna be it. Seth Rollins celebrates, maybe a little early, but that might have been enough to become a 7-time world champion. No, CM Punk. CM Punk kicks out of that. 3 consecutive stomps, and CM Punk is still alive. Seth Rollins is furious, but CM Punk is still fighting back. How is this man even still breathing? Genuinely, how is he even alive? Is now looking for a quick roll-up 1. And a kick out at 1. As Seth Rollins now able to counter CM Punk. And looking to lay some big damage right here, as Seth Rollins, multiple big right fist on each to the face of CM Punk. And now targeting the right arm of CM Punk. Seth Rollins charging up. Wants to put an end to this matchup once and for all. Gonna look for another pedigree. And he connects. And now Seth Rollins. It didn't work the first 3 times. His 4th time's gonna be the charm as he looks for another stomp. Can CM Punk even kick out of this? 1, 2, 3. No, he cannot. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a brand new World Heavyweight Champion. Seth Rollins is a 7-time World Champion. And the rivalry between CM Punk and Seth Rollins continues to grow, as these two have just been trading the World Heavyweight Championship now, going from Seth to CM Punk, back to Seth. But this time, it was a very dominant showcase of Seth Rollins. He dominated the matchup, and CM Punk had his little bits and pieces. But truly here tonight, Seth Rollins showed that he is the better superstar, and that in fact he may be the best in the world, because he dominated CM Punk so damn well. And now the World Heavyweight Championship back into the control of the Vision. Everything they lost at WrestleMania back in their hands, and their plan is now back on track as Seth Rollins regains the World Heavyweight Championship. And CM Punk, after eating at least a minimum of 5 stomps here tonight, well, I think we're going to need to have our medical team check up on him, because I'm sure he'll have some injuries to the jaw, to the nose, to his face. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the night. We had some incredible matches, of course. We were able to crown Stephanie McCare as Miss Money in the Bank in our opening matchup. We had Rhea Ripley retain against Nikki Bella as she put her Women's World Championship on the line. Next up, we had Randy Orton against Sami Zayn as Randy Orton retained his WWE Championship. And then we had some triple threat action. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi having the Women's WWE Championship on the line, where the champion Naomi retained her title. And then in this incredible final matchup, the challenger Seth Rollins defeated CM Punk to become the brand new World Heavyweight Champion. Now a 7-time World Heavyweight Champion. And the Vision, their plans keep on moving forward. They keep on getting closer to completely dominating and completely ruling over the WWE. And after all of those incredible matchups, after all those great victories, those great moments here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event here tonight. We have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Last year's winner, LA Knight, successfully won not only the Money in the Bank briefcase, but later cashed in that Money in the Bank briefcase. It was a battle between Sami Zayn and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Sami Zayn won the match, and just when we thought it was time for the celebrations to begin, LA Knight came out a little bit like this, except he was running and he was carrying a green briefcase, cashed in on Sami Zayn, and successfully became a World Heavyweight Champion. Since then, he lost that matchup to Seth Rollins, and then lost it to CM Punk, who then just lost it to Seth Rollins. But point is, LA Knight got it done last year, and he was officially able to call himself a 1-time world champion. Not only could the same happen here tonight as LA Knight keeps searching for another world championship opportunity, but the same could happen for any other superstar. It's to show that the Money in the Bank briefcase truly can launch your career and allow you to become a world champion. Now, we have some incredible superstars in this matchup here tonight. Now, while like with the women's side, it is a lot of new faces here in the Money in the Bank ladder match. A lot of new people who are very young in their careers. And to be in this type of matchup so early on is super good for them, not only as an experience, but it's just a good look for them to build that resume, for them to go ahead and be like, yeah, I already participated and I've already had the opportunity to try to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the night, we have Penta, we have Trick Williams, we have Rey Fénix, we have LA Knight, we have Ilya Dragunov. I'm actually a little bit blind. I cannot see everyone here. Let's see. Ilya Dragunov, Ethan Page, Braun Breaker, LA Knight, Rey Fénix, Trick Williams, Penta. I'm missing somebody. I know I'm missing somebody. I can't remember who I'm missing. Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints. There we go. That is who I'm missing. Oh my days. That was horrible. My apologies, Ricky Saints, but a lot of these people making their debuts in the Money in the Bank ladder match, a lot like the women's. We had Stephanie Vaquer, who participated in her very, very first Money in the Bank ladder match. My apologies. And instantly won it, so maybe one of the men's can go ahead and do the same as Ilya Dragunov very early on to this matchup. Trying to climb the ladder and grab that briefcase. Penta, though, dropping the ladder and preventing that from happening. As now Penta laying some huge damage onto Ilya Dragunov inside of the ring on the outside. It is Ricky Saints and Rey Fénix laying some damage onto the AAA Cruiserweight Champion, Trick Williams. And on the other end, it is Braun Breaker, All Ego, Ethan Page. I may be tripping. I feel like, I'm sorry, I'm a little blind and I'm sitting far from my screen. I can't tell who these people are. I genuinely cannot tell. We have All Ego, Ethan Page, Braun Breaker, Ricky Saints on one end. On the other end, we have Trick Williams, LA Knight, and Rey Fénix. That's who it is. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. As now Penta looks to climb the ladder. All Ego, Ethan Page follows. Those two going at it, at least for a little bit, before Ilya Dragunov dropped the ladder, dropping both All Ego, Ethan Page, and Penta. And now this is the first action we see between Penta and Rey Fénix. Of course, being on opposite brands, they haven't had that interaction with one another, but this is the first time they meet here on WWE territory, which is quite a beautiful moment for both of them, as much as they are going to have to beat the crap out of each other here tonight, as Rey Fénix is currently doing to Penta, and Penta now returning the favor. I'm sure deep down, as siblings, they are very proud that they have both made it into the Money in the Bank ladder match and have been able to participate alongside and also kind of versus one another. But anyhow, Rey Fénix, Penta inside the ring. Oh my days, I'm tired. Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I want to do that. Rey Fénix dropping Penta face first onto the mats. And Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov, Braun Breaker, All Ego, Ethan Page, LA Knight. Everyone's trying to get inside of the ring and everyone's being sent out at the very same time. As Braun Breaker in trouble, dropped face first, connecting with the ladder. And Rey Fénix trying to get involved inside of the ring, but things not going into his favor as Ricky Saints is clearing out the ring, absolutely annihilating anyone who tries to get involved. And now Ethan Page trying to join, doing some damage onto Ricky Saints. Penta inside of the ring as well. Ooh, it's past my bedtime. I think it might be time to start, setting up my pillow, setting up my blanket, because I keep yawning. My apologies. As Penta and Rey Fénix, Ricky Saints, oh my days, going at it. And so is Braun and All Ego, Ethan Page. There are bodies everywhere, chairs, ladders, tables, all scattered throughout not only the ring, but just through this whole freaking arena. There's emptied announcer's table. There is just an absolute mess here, as all 8 of these superstars want to become this year's Mr. Money in the Bank. They want an opportunity at a world title, but only one of them can get it. As Ilya Dragunov now clears the announcer's table. Both of them absolutely cleared. And Ilya Dragunov now with the kendo stick onto Ethan Page. And onto Rey Fenix. And onto Ethan Page once again. As Trick Williams and Rey Fenix going at it. And now Ilya Dragunov trying to get involved. But things didn't go into his favor. Instead it is Rey Fenix who lays some huge damage onto Ilya Dragunov. Now inside of the ring, a huge stunner to Penta by Ethan Page. And now Rey Fenix. What is he going to look to do? Trying to fight back against Ethan Page. But instead Ethan, who sends himself flying, connects very well right there. And that is not even Ethan. Oh my days, that was LA Knight, I think. I'm very far from my screen. I'm having difficulty seeing all of these people. My apologies. They should wear different colors. Please make my life easier. But all of these gentlemen going at it. And only one can go ahead and leave as this year's Mr. Money in the Bank. And unfortunately, these gentlemen will not have the same opportunities that Stephanie Vaquer did, as, of course, Stephanie Vaquer won the briefcase. Then we had the 2 World Championship matches where she didn't cash in on any of them, which is a little bit surprising, but I feel like having that match beforehand and then having World Championship matches after, it kind of already had the superstars ready for something. So maybe Stephanie Vaquer just wanted a bit of a rest, or is going for a more of a shock and surprise factor in order to see if she can kind of play some mental games and secure that World Heavyweight Championship, not only by cashing in, but also by doing it at a spontaneous moment. And the gentlemen won't have the same opportunity, as both World Championship opportunities on the men's side of things have already taken place. Randy Orton retaining his WWE Championship against Sami Zayn. Hold on, as Penta climbing up, trying to get that briefcase, but it is his brother Rey Fenix who's trying to stop him. And Penta's fighting back. Everybody inside of the ring prevents Penta from going ahead and grabbing that briefcase. But it all started with his brother Rey Fenix, who was the first man to start fighting back against Penta, slowing him down on reaching that briefcase. And this match keeps on going. But as I was saying, we already saw Randy Orton defend his title today. And then we saw CM Punk lose his, as Seth Rollins became the brand new World Heavyweight Championship. So for tonight, whoever becomes Mr. Money in the Bank won't be able to cash it in here tonight. But I'm sure throughout the year, up until the next Money in the Bank, there will be hundreds of opportunities to choose from to try to go ahead and become Mr. Money in the Bank. As Penta here is the only man inside of the ring. He's taking all the time in the world. He sets up the ladder, now climbing it. Everyone distracted. They roll in finally, but that may be too late as Penta gets it done. All the other gentlemen taking a little too long to react to Penta, who is this year's Mr. Money in the Bank. He has climbed the ladder. He has secured the briefcase. And what a way to end tonight's. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Stephanie Vaquer and Penta, or Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank 2026. All successful title defenses from Rhea Ripley, Randy Orton, and Naomi. And Seth Rollins' brand new World Heavyweight Championship. We'll see you all next time.